What is up, everybody? Welcome to Apocaflix Now, the movie hangout show from Apocaflix Movies. And we are here to bring you some entertainment while you are all just sitting at home, just like us. I am your host, Jacob Bartley, and we have a four-man show today. But Keith will be joining us briefly, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
You are correct. Yeah, I'm going to call him whenever we are time to choose his movie because
awesome.
Ramos did challenge him.
Awesome. Well, yes, Keith was challenged to You Haven't Seen What, so he will be participating in that today, but he is going to be spending some time with the family tonight, so it'll just be a four-man show for the rest of the show, and those other three will be Brian Avalosino. On your screen, he's to my left, I believe, or to my right. I can't tell. And Gio Ramos there, he is below me, and then Jake Berlin diagonally to me. What is going on, guys?
Not a whole lot. Ready to talk some quarantine streaming a little bit later on.
Absolutely, yeah. So we are going to be doing You Haven't Seen What, obviously. We do that every week no matter what. But also we're going to be making some more streaming recommendations. Jake put out a poll, and this is what you guys wanted to hear from us, some more recommendations. And this is something we can do, anytime because there's so much streaming options out there. And there's so many different things we can recommend. Even just deciding for this episode was difficult because for certain streaming services, there's a lot to choose from. Maybe not for every streaming service. There's not a lot of stuff you want to recommend. But for the most part, there's tons to choose from. So this is something we can do every now and then, at least during this whole quarantine thing. But first off, how's everybody doing today?
Good. I think I'm getting used to this whole staying at home thing. Like it doesn't bother me as much, and that's what I'm afraid of. Like when I go back to work, it's just I said because I've accepted this is how it's going to be at least until June, middle of June, maybe July. Like
it's gonna be a while.
I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. Yeah. So
I don't know if you guys heard because everything going on. So There were a lot more cars on the road this week, and so they're thinking about shutting everything down because people aren't taking it serious.
You mean like the non-essential travel stuff? Just
yep,
yeah.
So do you agree with that? In Sacramento County or just
where we are,
United States? Yeah,
I think as far as where we are in Sacramento right now.
Yeah, I agree with that because I don't want to further delay this, or make it, even worse than what it can be, Sorry, Jacob, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no, you're good. I was going to say something similar to what you were saying, but it's just weird because we have to take it seriously, but then now they're talking about certain states opening up again. So it's going to be weird, tough to figure out, but either way, we're here to talk some movies. Brian, how are you doing?
Doing good. Just living the life.
He's not too bad. Not too bad. As he says,
I tried to say something different, and I couldn't really think of much.
Not too bad.
Not too bad.
Quick reaction, guys. A quick reaction on San Diego Comic-Con being canceled.
Devastating.
Expected. Yeah,
I was going. So again,
were you really?
Yeah. I was lined up, ready to go with a couple buddies.
That's not the one I care about anyway. So
yeah, don't even think about it. Don't say it.
Don't even. Don't say it. Don't speak it. Nothing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gio, shut up. Gio,
even
shut
you.
up.
Even you.
Shut up.
Yeah, the viewers are like, "What the hell are these nerds talking about?" But yeah, so let's get into You Haven't Seen What, right? And then we'll get into the streaming recommendations after that. We'll explain how the streaming recommendations thing is going to work once we get to it, but let's get into You Haven't Seen What, our movie watching challenge, where every week one of us gets challenged to watch a movie by the other four. So are we getting Keith in on a phone call, or is he hopping on StreamYard?
He's gonna hop on for just the challenge part where the movie that he is being challenged to is going to be picked on.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay, so Gio, you were challenged last week, so why don't you give us your thoughts, man?
Yes, so I was challenged to watch The Lost City of Z. Came out in 2016. Found it on Amazon Prime. I'm now a subscriber for Amazon Prime Video. So the movie stars Charlie Hunnam from Sons of Anarchy. He's the lead, and Robert Pattinson's in the movie as well, co-stars. And I going into this movie, I didn't expect it to be what it came out to be in the end. I didn't watch any of the trailers really, so I was expecting just your typical get the gang together and then go on an adventure, and then setback happens, and then they find what they're looking for. This is not a by the numbers adventure story. This is a historical piece of sorts, you could say. And also just it has that adventure in there that you were also expecting. But let me just say, Charlie Hunnam, incredible actor, does a great job in this movie, playing a man who, and I think we can all relate to this, a man who wants to leave a legacy that was bigger than before, at least as far as the family name is concerned. He plays a man who wants to make his work make a difference. He wants to do something that's adventurous and totally out there, and just get to experience life unlike any way that a human being could ever imagine. And for him, it's finding this lost city of Z as it's called in the movie. And I gotta say, I wasn't sure how I felt about this movie the first 30 minutes, but after that, once the wheels get rolling, moving, I really found myself invested in this movie. And I could always tell when I'm invested in the movie when a certain side character starts to do something that affects the main characters, and it starts to bother me. It's like, don't do that to these characters. I care about these characters now because through the movie, I've become invested into their whole plot and what they want to do, where they want to accomplish. I'm trying not to spoil. Are we doing spoilers or no?
No. Don't. Just because I believe Jacob hasn't seen it, right?
I haven't. No.
Yeah.
I don't think. Has Keith seen it too?
I don't think so.
Okay. Right. So
I'm intrigued now. I'm just so far, based on Gio's response, I want to watch it now. I was interested, but not too much. But I'm starting to get more interested now.
I gotta say, all right. First off, the runtime is 2 hours and 20 minutes. Jake, help me out with that. Right?
It's hefty. It's a long one.
Is this the ultimate cut of the movie? Like, because
that's like
my god, are you serious?
Hold on a second.
But anyways, no. Let me just say, the performances make this runtime streamline. You're invested the whole way. Charlie Hunnam does an amazing job, as well as Robert Pattinson. They both deliver on screen, and I'm happy that Robert Pattinson's getting more mainstream roles. I want Charlie Hunnam to get more mainstream roles because they delivered in this movie.
All right. Well, raise your attention spans, because 2 hours and 20 minutes is normal movie time. Okay. That's all I'm saying. But
yeah, it's a sturdy movie time.
But the cast is incredible. Just the names alone intrigue me.
Ian McDermott, who plays Emperor Palpatine's in this movie,
as Emperor Palpatine,
right? Pretty much. I was waiting for him to go no.
Yeah.
But yeah, I highly recommend it. Check it out on Amazon Video, Prime Video. It's worth a watch, especially right now. If you just want a little bit of historical piece mixed with that adventure from actors who can deliver, and Sienna Miller, I got to give a shout out to Sienna Miller, who really, really holds it down in her role. And then Tom Holland, of course, is in the movie as well. That was a nice treat. But I highly recommend it. And I got to say thank you, Brian, for recommending this one.
So can I ask you guys, what about this movie? Because you guys, well, especially Jake and Brian, you guys love it, and Gio seemed to have enjoyed it. Like, is it the performances? Is it the dialogue? Is there action in the movie? Is it intense? Like, what draws you guys to it so much?
Brian, go ahead and challenge it to him.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was literally about to say to you, Jake, it's one of your untouchables. So I was going to let you do it.
Well, the reason why is, and I think you guys may know this, but I like historical accurate stuff. That's kind of what I like to watch. If it's a true story and it's based on something that's like adventurous like this, I'm all on board for it. To me, it's definitely the story. It's a unique film because we don't ever see El Dorado style films, right? Searching for that lost city in the Amazon or anything like that, going back in time.
Unless it's usually like wonky or like
and I mentioned the performances with Charlie Hunnam last week. I kind of like him as an actor. Like he's one of my guys that I just like kind of gravitate towards sometimes. But it is really mainly the historical accuracy and just learning about the story about this guy and kind of what he went through. And it's also just really done great as a filmmaking standpoint too. So
yeah, for me, the performances drive this movie very hard. But like I don't know. It almost kind of felt like you were watching like not watching a documentary, but you were like literally seeing how this guy was mentally going through all this stuff and like how it drove him like not crazy, but like he had to do this. He had to do this.
Almost an obsess.
Yes, that's exactly. It was an obsession almost. And yeah, just the cast is fantastic. And
one thing I say about this film that it does really well, it dives into a healthy balance of the politics and both that and the personal struggle with the family, and just Charlie Hunnam having to deal with all three of those things at once, while the third thing being finding the lost city of Z. And I think it does a really good job of diving into each one of those.
Awesome. Would you guys say this is Charlie Hunnam's best performance in a movie?
Yes.
Probably.
I'm trying to think what else I've seen him.
What about The Gentleman? I was
just thinking about it.
Very different performances though, right?
Best
completely.
Yeah, but I do think this is his best one.
Yeah. As of right now, my favorite is The Gentleman, but I haven't seen Lost City of Z, so
The Gentleman
to see about that. Well, I definitely am going to check this out eventually, and I hope some of the viewers will as well. But let's move on to the second part of this segment where someone else gets challenged. Who is the new bait here? Gio has chosen Keith to be challenged for a film. And the way it works is all four of us have selected a film. We're going to use an online randomizer to determine which film Keith is going to be picked to watch based on our four films.
Can you guys hear him? Keith, you there?
Hello, Keith.
Can you hear them?
Hello.
Hey, Keith, what's going on, man?
Perfect. All right, Jacob, go ahead and continue. How you're explaining it.
Basically, it's all set up. Keith has been challenged by Gio, so we're going to use an online randomizer. I think Brian, you're going to generate it, correct?
I already got it ready to go.
Awesome.
What are the movies? What are the movies?
Wait,
no, we don't
tell Keith.
Oh wait, never mind.
We can't tell Keith all of them. But so doesn't Keith choose a number?
Yes.
23.
It's between 1 and 4.
Wait, ask him if he has seen Lost City of Z.
Keith, have you seen Lost City of Z?
No, I have not.
Okay. So he's.
I just watched the trailer the other day, and it looks great. I need to sit down and watch it.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so go ahead and choose a number between 1 and 4, big man.
Okay. 2.
Oh, Gio. That's your movie. Why don't you tell him what it is?
Keith, you have to watch Space Cowboys starring Clint Eastwood and Tommy Lee Jones.
I love this movie.
Wow.
I love this movie.
You know, I think I remember when that was coming out. I remember starting that because I know my dad really liked it, but I never sat and watched it. So yeah, all right.
So good.
I'll
be watching it too.
I'm so upset mine didn't get picked.
Me too. I won't say what it is, but I've challenged Keith.
Oh, now you know how we feel, Jake.
Let's just celebrate that Jake's 0-2 for the last 2, and we finally are getting our pick.
I had a good run for sure. Yeah.
All right, there you go.
Calling it, man.
Of course. Very good. Thank you, guys. Have a great show.
Thank you, sir.
Catch you soon, buddy.
Cool. Sounds good, bud. We'll see you next week.
See ya.
All right, well, there you have it. Keith is going to watch Space Cowboys and give us his thoughts next week, and then he will challenge someone else new. It just can't be Gio, correct? That's correct, obviously. So he can choose me, Brian or Jake, because Gio was the one who challenged him. So tune in next week to see those results. All right. Well, let's
Space
get
Cowboys
into
are
it.
real. Like, is it a funny movie or a serious movie or what?
It's
Yeah.
no, it's funny, it's dramatic. It's like
Okay.
it has a kind of a little bit of everything.
Okay.
Such a good movie. It's where hey, remember the NSYNC song Space Cowboys?
No.
Oh my god. Moving on.
Well, that Jake's the NSYNC fan, I guess.
I guess.
Yeah,
I was
NSYNC
always more of a Backstreet
day.
Boys kind of.
NSYNC over Backstreet Boys.
No, Backstreet Boys all day.
Yeah,
No.
Jacob.
No.
But Justin Timberlake, I love Justin Timberlake, though. I'm a big Justin Timberlake
You don't
fan.
get to be a Timberlake fan
But,
if you're a Backstreet Boys fan.
Dude, none of the Backstreet Boys were ever able to have a solo career, so that sucks. But they were a better band
That's
as
why NSYNC's better.
an individual or as a group. But besides that, so random.
We're arguing over boy bands.
Oh my goodness.
There's a new debate to our show.
Yeah.
Keith will probably say neither if we asked him.
Yeah.
You notice that
Maybe.
Gio didn't talk?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
more of a give me the Jackson
Metallica.
5, Boys to Men, that kind of stuff. Blackstreet.
Oh, okay. Somebody said NSYNC for sure.
That's a Berlin.
No, it's not.
No?
No.
Oh.
But
Anyway.
some relation. She's on Jake's side either way. Bias towards Jake.
Boo.
But yes, so basically we are going to go through all the major streaming services, maybe a few random ones, smaller ones that not everybody is subscribed to or not most people are subscribed to. And we're each going to give a recommendation per streaming service. At least for most of them, I chose a movie and a TV show. For some of them, it was hard to do both, but for most of mine, I have a movie and a TV show.
Yep.
So what order do we want to go and do? Because on my list, I have it Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, DisneyPlus, HBO, and then randoms. Does that work?
What I have.
Works for me.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So we'll go ahead and maybe we'll start with Gio in the bottom there, and then we'll move on to Jake, Brian, and then me. At least and then we'll go. Maybe we'll snake it each way, for each streaming service. Okay. So Gio, let's start with Netflix for you. What are your Netflix recommendations for month 2 of quarantine?
So the only thing I can recommend, I don't think we touched on it at all last time, but I mean, you guys have probably seen it by now. It's Tiger King. Have you guys seen Tiger King?
No,
Tiger King is the most
Insane.
wildest documentary I've ever seen. I couldn't believe what I watched. I got into the hype. Everyone was hyping about it. They're like, this is just crazy. And it really is. I mean, it's just, yes, it touches into animal rights and cruelty and all that. And, whether or not animals truly belong where, they're normally from their habitat. But the guy, Tiger King, I can't remember his name.
Joe
Exotic. He is a character. He is a character that should have and does have his own documentary, and it's just wild. It's crazy. It's yeah, I can't explain it. Watch Tiger King. Watch it, at least the first episode. They recently came out with a new episode, and after episode 8, like, where are they now? But I just got to say, there's a reason why this was the number one trending on Netflix for at least the last month, and maybe into next
27
month.
days.
This thing is wild. It's crazy.
Jake, let's stick together and not watch this show because
so
everybody.
Are you
is
not
watching
watching it for a reason?
Not a specific reason. I watched the trailer, and I'm not intrigued as and I don't know.
Neither was I. Neither was
I.
When everybody seriously, when everybody starts telling me to watch something, I get turned off from it, and that's kind of what it is. Even though, look, I don't know what happened. I don't really know anything about it, but
neither
from
did I.
What I've heard. But I love tigers, and tigers are my favorite animal. Well, especially Siberian tigers, and I don't know how they play into it, but
Jacob, I wonder why.
they make me want to watch it. But then also I'm like, are they like hurting the Tigers? I don't know. But just
you
in
would have heard
general,
backlash about it.
just in general, like I just think the whole thing's being blown out of proportion, and I when everyone starts telling me to watch something like that, literally, Jake, you're the first person I've talked to who isn't watching it, and
so I trust me, I want to watch it because you guys know me on these type of things. I typically jump on it, but I'm not watching it because I don't do well with stuff about animals. Plain and simple, I don't. I don't know how much it shows. I've heard different things from multiple different people, but if it's like the hot topic, then cool. But if it shows any kind of like animal abuse or just like something, an animal crying or something, it doesn't sit well with me. So that's the main reason why I haven't watched it.
Don't watch it, Jake.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I heard the other night as well. So
yeah, and especially like even if it's fictional, like the movie Okja that on Netflix, like you
remember how much that wrecked me, right?
Yeah, like you like hated that movie because of even though they were fictional animals.
Yep.
Being harmed in it. So I completely understand. And that's part of it for me too, especially look, I'm not as I don't want to say sensitive is the wrong word. That's not what I mean, but for lack of a better word, I'm not as sensitive about those things but animal cruelty is awful and terrible. But I think tigers, like they really are my favorite animal, and
I wonder why.
Part of it is that I'm like, what is going on with the tigers in this whole thing? And I know it's not even really about the tigers that I heard, but they're
like 25% of the show. The rest of it is about how psycho.
Okay, so his nickname is Tiger King, but then his real name is a nickname too, Joe Exotic. So what is his real name?
It's too long. It's like 4 different
Joe's
names.
Something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
this guy. It's
not just about him. There's other people, but he's the one it revolves around. We're spending so much time on this.
Well, yeah. I mean, hey, it's a hot topic. I mean, people look, our viewership went up. They heard we were talking about Joe Exotic.
That's true.
But no, I mean, I have a feeling I'm eventually gonna watch it, but I don't know. Right now, I'm not dying to watch it right now.
Not that you two are gonna care. Gio, did Carol Baskin's kill her husband?
Yeah, hell yeah, she did. Yeah, she did.
Okay.
That bothers the hell out of me.
Best episode.
How's your day going?
Pretty good, man.
Trust me, it's worth a watch.
If you could take the animal, if we could take the animal stuff out of it, Jake would be like, "What in the all about it?"
I watch everything, so you guys should be surprised that I'm not watching this.
I'm not surprised because I know.
Watch it because it's informative. If anything, like all of a sudden, big cats that are being owned is something that I care about now. So there's something to take away from this. It's
Jacob,
not
I'm
just,
starting to...
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Move on.
I was just going to say, Jacob, you might have a point. The second we start talking about Tiger King, our viewers went up.
Yeah, I know. They're like, look, they're talking about Tiger King. Everyone starts staring. And we said we're going to move on, and it went down.
Yeah.
No, but Gio, did you have any other Netflix recommendations, or was that it?
That's it. I plan on checking out Molly's Game on Netflix. I saw that movie, so I'll check that one out.
Great movie.
Yes.
That just got added this month. That was on my list.
It's Idris Elba, right?
For Jake.
Yeah.
No, what? Say it again.
Idris Elba's in the movie, right?
Yeah, he's the the lead supporting character. But
he ought to be in the front.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
who's
that
next?
movie's phenomenal. Jake, what's up, man? Netflix picks.
Yeah. So, I just, I go through these services or these lists, and I kind of just write down a bunch of stuff. So I'm not going to spend too much time on everything. I'm just going to kind of name off some things in case a lot of people want to write it down or anything. Like I said, I had Molly's Games at the top of my list because I got to add this month, and I think Jessica Chastain might be the best actress in the world right now. Haywire, Steven Soderbergh film. It was Gina Carano's first film. She had dubbed over for a voice, but her action is incredible.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
everybody's in that movie. Channing Tatum. I mean, there's everybody in that movie. Ex Machina. You got Domhnall Gleeson, you got Oscar Isaac, you got Alicia Vikander. Just a great sci-fi film. Scott Pilgrim versus the World, which I just watched for the first time. I just watched it for the first time a couple weeks ago, and I love Edgar Wright. And then Enemy, a Denis Villeneuve film with Jake Gyllenhaal, who is the best actor working in the world right now. And so those are the movies. On the show side, so I have 2 Netflix shows: The Haunting of Hill House. Jacob, this is right up your alley, dude. It's a horror show.
You're not the first person to tell me that.
It's terrifying. It's from the director of Dr. Sleep. It's absolutely terrifying. And then Glow, the wrestling show Glow with Allison Brie, and Bates Motel, an old show that's on Netflix from I think it's AMC. I think it was on Bates Motel about Norman Bates when he was a kid. Incredibly interesting. And
is that show good?
Yeah, Vera Farmiga plays his mother, and she's incredible in the show. And my last one that I want to mention is Halt and Catch Fire. This one stars Mackenzie Davis, Lee Pace, and Scoot McNairy. It's about the rise of the computer programs in like the 60s or 70s. Absolutely fascinating. It's a show that does not get enough credit. And so if you're looking for TV shows that are very interesting about history, Halt and Catch Fire is definitely something to check out.
Nice. So there's some good ones. I'm interested in Bates Motel because, I've seen Psycho before, obviously, but I was just studying it in my horror class, and there's so much about that movie that's crazy. And then I'm sure the TV show dives a lot more into the mother-son relationship.
Mother-son relationship is wild.
Did you watch the whole thing?
Vera Farmiga.
Yeah, Vera Farmiga is just incredible.
She's from The Conjuring, right? The Conjuring, and she was in The Departed.
There's a cool comment, guys.
A Bronx Tale. I've heard great things about both of those movies.
Bronx Tale is on our challenge list. It is on our challenge list.
We'll have to add City of God then.
Yeah, we'll add it in there. Thank you for the recommendation.
Yes.
We have a list that we keep of movies that can be challenged, so we'll add City of God to that list.
All right, Jacob, want to go next?
Rumble in the Bronx.
We'll go to Brian.
All right, so for me, while I was making this list, I kind of shot off literally everything I watched the last episode, but I went for like the ones. What? Why are you making a face?
I'm just listening.
But the ones that were left off was for me was Umbrella Academy. I'm
surprised Keith didn't mention that because he's so obsessed with it.
Yeah. That for the longest time it's been saying like season 2 is coming on the little tag that Netflix has when you click on it. I'm surprised, Jake, you didn't mention for movies was Code 8.
Oh no, I thought of it earlier, but it's not on the list I have.
Here, you want to explain it?
Is it on Netflix?
It's on Netflix. So if you don't know what Code 8 is, I don't mean to take the thunder, but
no, by all means.
So Stephen Amell, who played Arrow on the CW for 10 years, and then Robbie Amell, who played the first Firestorm in the CW universe, also on another show for CW. They're cousins. They did this fan film 4 or 5 years ago called Code 8. It was just a single scene expressing what the film they wanted to make was. They ended up getting fans who donated for the film. They got a full movie made. It was the #1 movie on Netflix for 2 weeks. It just ended up on Netflix a couple weeks ago. It was second to Tiger King on all of Netflix for 2 straight weeks. It's a great original sci-fi film about a world where there's supers. And they call them something else, but they have powers, but they're banned. And they kind of have to like do side jobs. Like he's like Robbie Amell, he's the main character. He's a construction worker, but he has these powers that he can use, right? And there's all these people trying to like work around the world. And Stephen Amell is like this crime guy, and he brings Robbie Amell into it. Super interesting. I would absolutely love to see more about it, whether it's a TV series or a show. But if you guys want like an original sci-fi movie to check out Code 8 for sure. That movie is awesome.
Yeah, it's actually sitting. I just looked right now. It's still sitting at number 6 on Netflix's most recommended and watched things. So it's still up there. But yeah, it was way better than I thought. I mean, looked like it was going to be good, but it was very good. And Jake's very right. If they did some type of spinoff, whether that be a TV show or other movies or stuff, doesn't even need to follow these characters. It would be awesome. It really was.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah. And then I haven't watched it, but next week, just since we're probably not going to do one for a while, I'm looking forward to that Extraction movie that Netflix is advertising because it comes out on the 24th.
Oh,
so
yeah, with Chris Hemsworth, yeah.
Yes. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, yeah, I just have a few recommendations on Netflix, and I did mention a lot of stuff that I watched last week, but also I didn't want to take away everything that I would recommend this week because in case we do this again. So I just chose a few things that were on the mind recently or that I've been watching recently or that I noticed. Like people, I'm trying to choose things that don't have as much attention to them, so that way I can bring more light to these things.
Yeah.
Well, so one is a comedy that I used to watch and I love. It's like, I mean, I love 30-minute sitcom shows like that. Just I watch a lot of them. So one underrated one I think is 30 Rock. So it's a Tina Fey show. Like Tina Fey created it. It's based on her experiences on Saturday Night Live. Alec Baldwin is like the main co-star in it, and it has a ton of different character actors. Tracy Morgan is like a top lead in there, and it is
Judah
just
Friedlander.
Hilarious. Like if you,
it's a very popular show.
Yeah, no, I know, but I don't hear a lot of people talk about it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people mention, like, look, these are all-time greats, but they mention Friends, they mention, The Office, those type of things. Like, I don't hear, I know 30 Rock was very popular when it was on.
I've heard of that show. The one that you just popped up.
Let
Okay,
Jacob.
sorry, go ahead.
30 Rock was very popular while it was on, but I feel like it's a forgotten show in a way.
So if I'm not mistaken, it was during the times of Community, Parks and Rec, and The Office.
Yeah,
So it might have
around then, yeah.
old. And I feel like all four of those were around at the same time. And Parks and Rec and The Office were kind of like the ones that were there. And the other two, the hardcore fans loved, but a lot of people didn't recognize because they were watching The Office and Parks and Rec.
Exactly. And it's funny because her and Amy Poehler are just like everybody, they're synonymous together,
Yeah.
And they were both the leads. I love Parks and Rec and 30 Rock. And both of those shows have their styles of comedies attached to it very heavily. And I really do. I loved 30 Rock when it was on. And I think Alec Baldwin, hey, I'm a big One Tree Hill fan.
Oh, no.
Here we go.
I love One Tree Hill. Is One Tree Hill on Netflix?
Yes.
I'll throw that in as one of my recommendations. The first 4 or 5 seasons of One Tree Hill is awesome. But back to 30 Rock. Check out 30 Rock. If you want a feel good comedy, it's dumb, stupid comedy, but if you want a feel good comedy, check out 30 Rock. So another comedy I've been watching on Netflix, I just started watching it, is it's Tina Fey's follow-up show, but Tina Fey's not the star of the show. It's called The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
Yeah.
I watched the whole thing.
I just started watching it, and it's kind of dumb, but it's funny. It's
silly.
It's funny. It's hilarious. And what's the lead's name?
Kimmy?
No, the actress. She's Erin from The Office.
Hold on.
Oh.
We know her name. She's been in a ton of stuff, but anyways, I
Ellie Kemper.
Yeah, Ellie Kemper. I love her. She is just so likable, and she's so funny in the show, and the way she plays the character. So, 2 Tina Fey creations. Love Tina Fey. Those are some of my recommendations. All right, but if you want to watch a great movie and a great performance, and another great performance, you should watch The Theory of Everything. The Theory of Everything. I fell in love with Felicity Jones in this role. She plays Stephen Hawking's wife, and this was before Rogue One, before anyone knew who she was, and she's amazing in it. But it brought Eddie Redmayne his well-deserved, well-won Oscar that year.
Yeah,
the Oscar
from
Michael
Keaton.
Keaton.
Michael Keaton
Stole it from Michael Keaton.
Negative.
So
Stole it from Michael
if you like
Michael Keaton should have won.
stuff based on true stories and you like a good drama, you should watch The Theory of Everything. It's a great film.
What was the movie Michael Keaton was doing?
Birdman.
Oh,
Birdman.
Let's go ahead and move on to Hulu, guys.
Oh yeah.
Oh, another thing, Netflix. For those of you, Jake and I, Last Kingdom next week, season 4.
Let's go ahead and move on to
All right,
Hulu.
cool. Well, real quick, my Hulu recommendations, then we'll go back to Brian. You got to watch Parasite if you have Hulu. Parasite is now on Netflix. Best Picture winner, the darling of the Oscars, shocked everybody and beat all these other movies out in all these categories for the Oscars. Check out Parasite, and it has subtitles, but you won't even notice once you start the movie. And then a TV show for Hulu, I highly recommend Marvel's Runaways. That show is really good, and it took me a while to actually watch it. It's based on the graphic novel series from Marvel Comics. Brian, have you seen it?
I watched the first season, and I was
okay.
I was okay with it. It didn't.
Well, I was gonna say I think that you would like it, but anyway, like I really like it. First 2 seasons are really good. I think they're doing a 3rd season.
It's the final season.
Yeah, 3rd seasson, final season. But yeah, if you're into superhero stuff, check out Marvel's Runaways.
And they're doing a crossover with Cloak and Dagger.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Brian, you got some Hulu recommendations?
So I have a couple, just again trying to go after ones that I didn't have last time. Vice is on. I don't remember. I feel like we said that one maybe last time, but also How to Train Your Dragon 3 was on there as well for movies.
Pick up a toothless.
Yeah, that's Jake's franchise.
Are the other 2 on there? Because I still need to watch that whole trilogy.
I don't know. I didn't see. They might be. What? Are you? Oh, that's
Vice
right.
Is very good.
Dragon?
Dude, every time I say that, you get shocked.
Yeah.
I've never seen any of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to.
And then
Jake's so disappointed.
that's his little cartoon family movie.
They're on the challenge list.
For me, I picked also Rick and Morty, if you haven't watched that, because the second half of season 4 is coming out in May. I said it last time, but it comes out next week. A lot of my shows are coming back next week. What We Do in the Shadows, the second season comes back next week. And then I just started Miss America.
Yep.
You started watching it too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So was that on your list?
No.
Oh, okay. Dude, the cast is stacked. Rose Byrne's in it.
Well, it's what's called the FX on Hulu. It's the FX show that they're now are debuting on Hulu.
Yeah. So it's about the equal rights movement, and just it's wild. The whole show, I think every single episode is from a different woman's point of view, I believe. The first 3 episodes are already on there. I only got time to watch the first one, but I was sucked into it and probably going to keep going because, I mean, Kate Blanchett is good in everything she does. So, but yeah, that was my Hulu's.
All right, go ahead, Gio.
I only got one recommendation for Hulu, and it's the best comedy show on television right now. It's Dave. Hi, I'm Dave. You guys seen it?
I have heard of a lot of people talking about this.
I haven't seen it yet, but I want to watch it.
It stars the rapper Lil Dicky. Pretty much, it's a white guy trying to make it into the hip hop rap game industry, except he can actually rap. This guy can spit. He got flow. He got lyrics. All of it. It's in the same vein of Atlanta. If you guys have seen Atlanta, Donald Glover. It's smart comedy. It's really worth watching. And there are cameos from rappers in there, and the episodes are only 30 minutes. But check it out. The hype is real for Dave.
So to just go to Lorenzo's comment real quick, I've never seen It's Always the Sun in Philadelphia. I've heard great things about it. Not sure if you guys have or not.
I've watched tons of it. I haven't watched it all the way through, but I've watched like dozens of episodes, and it's very funny. Very edgy too. They go very far in their comedy.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but great things about it. So For me, I have a couple. Two movies that I felt like are well known in a circle like us, but don't get enough credit. That's Warrior and Bumblebee. They're both on Hulu.
Bumblebee's a good one.
Yeah, and so
Warrior's
and the
a great
third movie I have that is a movie that nobody knows about. It's called The Sisters Brothers. It stars Joaquin Phoenix and John C. Reilly. It's a Western drama comedy. It's absolutely amazing. It's so wacky and different, but when it stars Joaquin Phoenix and John C. Reilly, it's like up the alley with those two. I believe Jake Gyllenhaal is also in that one as well. And then the only show I have, and I don't remember if I mentioned it last time, but it's the only Hulu show I'm watching, is Little Fires Everywhere. It's with Kerry Washington and Reese Witherspoon. It's a family drama in the 1990s. Very interesting, mysterious. There's some weird things that happen. Kerry Washington's incredible. Reese Witherspoon is always great as Reese Witherspoon. And so that would be the only show that I recommend on Hulu.
I've never seen Handmaid's Tale. So
Handmaid's Tale's, it goes slow. It's like a slow burn, and that for me, that's not.
I'm 100% going to watch it at some point because I love Elizabeth Moss.
Yeah, she's amazing. I'm watching her on Mad Men right now.
Oh, that's Jake's show. Yeah.
All right,
what are we going to next?
fellas?
Yeah, let's go on to some Amazon recommendations. Let's start with you, Brian.
So I don't have too many for Amazon. I was gonna say obviously The Boys because I didn't pick that one last time, and season 2 is coming. And then one show that I completely forgot about, it didn't really get any hype, but was actually really good, was The Widow with Kate Beckinsale.
Oh, love that show.
Right? And it didn't really get any recognition whatsoever for it.
Well, a lot of people hated it.
Yeah, which I don't really know how, because it was actually really good. If my mom even watched it, and she doesn't watch very much stuff like that, and I believe she really liked it too. So check it out. It's pretty good. Kate Beckinsale kicks ass. Like she really does.
She does.
She's good at everything.
Yeah.
And
so
she looks good doing it too.
Yeah, but she those two were my quick ones.
Cool.
Awesome. So I'm not watching any Amazon series right now. I need to. There's so many good things that I've heard on there. Man in the High Tower is one of them.
High Castle.
Man in the High Castle. There's so many TV shows I want to watch on Amazon, but I haven't. But I do have a few movie recommendations. The Lighthouse is on Amazon right now. And look,
really?
I'm not going to say The Lighthouse is for everyone, because it's not. But it is a weird movie. It is in black and white. It's very kooky, but it's a modern day film. It just came out last year. And it's a very artsy film, but it stars Robert Pattinson and what's Green Goblin's name? Willem Dafoe. Their performances are absolutely incredible. Look, last year was stacked, but I thought early on that Robert Pattinson was in the lead actor nomination category last year, but once more movies started coming out, he got knocked out. But that movie is so odd, and it's very it's a movie that it's an allegory for other things, and it really takes from Greek mythology and then tells this kind of weird story. But if you're into that kind of stuff and you want to see a great performance from Robert Pattinson, you should check out The White House. And of course, if you have not seen Mission Impossible Fallout,
Attaboy.
Just one of the best action movies I've ever seen. And that bathroom scene, like, can you name 10 better action scenes than that bathroom scene? Like, that bathroom scene with Tom Cruise and Henry Cavill is just absolutely incredible. So you got to check out Mission Impossible Fallout. I mean, watch the whole series if you haven't, but it'd be kind of weird just to watch Fallout, right?
Skip 2.
It's you gotta watch them all. It's also on Hulu if you have Hulu too, so it's there as well.
That's true, yes. But yeah, check out The Lighthouse or Fallout if you have not.
Henry Cavill cocks his arms.
Oh, I know. I love that.
Gio, you got any picks, Gio?
Yeah, real quick, I'll say I walked out on Mission Impossible Fallout when I saw it in theaters, but in the times that I've seen,
what is wrong with you?
Why?
What's wrong with you?
What? I was drunk. I don't know.
Oh,
yeah, no.
That was my number one movie of the year that year.
The person that he was with in the theater wanted to leave. That's why. If you want,
Gio,
if you're gonna put it out there, if you're gonna say if you're gonna say make it sound like the movie was bad, so you left, I'm gonna put it out there why you.
I mean, I kind of wasn't paying
Hey.
attention. So what does that say about the movie? So.
You also walked out of Ford v Ferrari. That shows your movie taste.
No, I did not walk out of Ford v Ferrari. I just
What?
wasn't high on Ford v Ferrari. Okay, I will
That's
watch
walking
it
out.
again.
You walked out.
I know I didn't walk out. No, I was just like, that's all right, But I mean, I was high during that movie, so
Oh my
I'll
God.
watch it again.
Gio's crazy.
Okay, so I'll do one recommendation for Prime Video, and watch Logan Lucky.
Yeah,
I feel like this was a
great
movie that a healthy number of people saw, but not enough people saw. And if Adam Driver wasn't big during the time that this movie came out, he's definitely big now after The Rise of Skywalker and Marriage Story, along with other hits. But Channing Tatum, Adam Driver, Daniel Craig, the James Bond, current James Bond, it's such a great heist film from Steven Soderbergh, who gave us the Ocean's trilogy with George Clooney and Brad Pitt. This movie is just entertaining. It's fun. It's clever. And again, two great leads, Channing Tatum and Adam Driver. What more do you need? Watch Logan Lucky on Prime Video.
It's that's a great underrated film. It's my favorite Channing Tatum performance, to be honest.
And Adam Driver's so good.
Yeah, he is. So you got to check that out if you haven't.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right, so for Prime Video for me, I have one original Amazon film that's Late Night. Emma Thompson and Mindy Kaling, a comedy about
I've heard good things about that. Yeah,
an older woman as a late night host and how she kind of gets back into the fold. Overlord, if you're looking for a bloody, violent action movie, it's kind of a little bit of a horror movie too.
Gio, you would love it.
Awesome. Also, Brawl in Cell Block 99. Not sure if you guys have heard about this. It's a Vince Vaughn
I've
film.
heard of it. Yeah.
It's Vince Vaughn like being his best. It's incredible. And I have 3 shows. I can't believe I didn't mention this last time. It's Fleabag. Fleabag it rivals Marvelous Mrs. Maisel for me. It's absolutely brilliant.
Wow.
She is incredible.
Is
she
it
writes
Phoebe Waller-Bridge, right?
Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Yeah,
she is
K2SO.
absolutely incredible. Not K2SO. Come on, L3.
Oh,
L3.
L3.
Solo.
Oh, why did I say K2SO? I meant L3. Yeah. Sorry. I got them mixed
What are you guys
up.
talking about?
Sure. So yeah, Fleabag's the first one, and then I have 2 that a lot of people don't know about. One of them is Banshee. It's a Starz show that now lives on Amazon. It stars Anthony Starr, who is Homelander from The Boys. It's his show before The Boys. It is incredible. It's about a guy who takes on an identity as a small town cop. He's the sheriff, and he's just got out of prison, and he's acting as this one guy. It's incredible. It's so violent and action-packed and just fun to watch. And the second one is something that nobody knows about. It's a show called The Night Manager. It stars Tom Hiddleston and Hugh Laurie.
Heard of it.
And it's one season, but he's kind of like this spy operative type thing, playing a night manager at a hotel. And it's kind of has like this mystery thriller vibe to it. Stars also Elizabeth Debicki and Olivia Colman, who just won the Oscar a few years ago. So a great show. Unfortunately, it's only one season, but for the season it has, it's really strong.
Sweet.
Yeah, there was some good ones. I heard good things about The Night Manager, though. That
Fleabag won all the awards.
I
It's
love
winning
Tom
all the
Hiddleston.
awards.
Yeah, I need to watch Fleabag. I heard that I would love that show.
If you don't like the first 5 minutes, you're not going to like the show.
Yeah, I think I will. From what I've heard, I think I will like that show. I just gotta get myself to check it out. Okay, so let's move on to some Disney Plus. I mean, Disney Plus is hard because it has all these classics, right, that we've already seen and stuff that's well known, but it doesn't have a lot of original content. But I'll just say real quick, you have to watch Onward if you have not watched Onward.
It's on there?
Yes, It's on there now. Onward is, oh my goodness. I can't even begin to describe how good it is. I was shocked. I'm not afraid to admit I was in tears by the end of the film. It is that good.
I got emotional as well, but it's different for you because you have brothers.
True, exactly. And
that's
why
it hits
I
me
mean,
harder.
It's like that?
I could have, like, that's the thing. Like, it is about a brother relationship, right? So it hit me hard, very hard. So But just aside from that, I mean, it's a great movie. So I'm not saying it's top 3 or top 5 Pixar, but it is definitely like up there. Like it's very, very good. So watch it if you have not watched it. Gio,
Brian,
you definitely have to watch it.
Brian, you want to go next?
Onward was definitely on there for me. Excuse me.
Disney Plus. It's on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Yes. For me, I'm continuing still watching Star Wars Rebels. I love that show. I'll love that show probably forever. And then if you're not watching Clone Wars right now, you're missing out on some stuff. But yeah, that was mine.
Gio?
Okay, there is one thing that you absolutely have to watch on Disney Plus, especially if you are 25 years old or older. It's a documentary. It's very hidden. You can't find it on the main Disney Plus page. You got to type it in. It's called Waking Sleeping Beauty. It is a documentary that goes behind the scenes of Disney's Renaissance era. Because from the, I want to say, late 60s to early 80s, Disney as an animation studio was not doing very well. And then everything changed from the late 80s on, starting with Little Mermaid, all the way up until The Lion King, or Mulan, I'll say, part of that Disney Renaissance era. But this goes behind the scenes and shows you the tough changes that Disney as a studio had to make. It shows the people who are largely responsible for the success. One person in particular, Howard Ashman. Why do you need to know who Howard Ashman is? Because he is responsible for Disney's biggest hits in films like The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, and Aladdin. This is a documentary that will make you feel nostalgic. It's informative. It touches on your childhood in a way that Disney, only Disney can. It's called Waking Sleeping Beauty. Check it out on Disney Plus. One of my favorite documentaries. I love this. An hour and 10 minutes long, but you're hooked from the start. It opens with Elton John, and from that point on, you're hooked in. Check it out. Waking Sleeping Beauty.
I've heard about it, and
One of my
now
favorite.
hearing your description, like I got to check this out.
Check it out.
Interesting.
Do they have a do they have like a watch list on Disney Plus?
Yeah.
Because like when they first put out Disney Plus, they didn't have a continue watching.
That is
like,
absolutely disgusting.
Ugh.
What?
That's disgusting.
Take a shot of vodka, Jake. Let's do it.
That's disgusting.
Jameson and Pickleback. You can't go wrong with Jameson.
It
and
literally
Pickleback.
makes me want to throw up. Gags.
You guys don't even
All
know
right,
what
I'll
it
move
is.
on. I got a couple Disney Plus ones for you. So this is one that I just watched for the very first time, and I absolutely adore it. That is Moana. Never saw it before. Absolutely love this
Moana.
movie. This movie's incredible.
You just watched it when?
About 4 days ago.
Oh, nice, nice.
4 or 5 days ago, something. I literally put it on at like 10:30, and I was like, oh, I'll put it on, watch a little bit of it, wake up in the morning, watch it. I stayed up till like midnight, 12:30 watching it.
You were telling me about that, yeah.
I could not stop
The
watching it.
music is incredible.
The second one I have is an oldie that a lot of younger generation people may not know about. That is Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Gotta watch this movie.
Classic.
It is amazing. I would love for them to do something like this again, but who knows if that'll happen. And the third one is just a movie that I need more of. I need a sequel to this. It's talked about. It's been talked about. Who knows if it'll happen, but that is Tron Legacy. I need a sequel to this movie.
Yes.
People need to go watch this movie so it gets the support, it gets the views. That way Disney will make a sequel because I need more of this world.
Is Gio going to take it? What is Gio going to do now? Is he going to do a backflip or what?
No, he has something as well.
Yeah,
Nice.
I have it over here too.
Nice. The people
Jake,
need to watch this movie.
Back on the early days of You Haven't Seen What, Jake challenged me to watch Tron, and I loved it.
It's so
Jake,
good.
how would you feel about a live-action Tron series on Disney+?
I would 1000% love it, but I would want it to be based around a grid racer.
Yeah, so I
that
think
sequence scene is amazing.
series
The grid
would
is
be good.
incredible.
Yeah.
Yes.
But look, I would love a series. It would have to be completely new characters, but I need a sequel to the story that we have because it left off literally like an episode ended. Right? Korra was in the real world, and they were going to bring the grid to the real world. They were going to combine the two. I need to see that happen.
Just continue. It doesn't have to be those actors necessarily. I mean, I'd be down for that.
I need Olivia Wilde and Garrett Hedlund. I need
just do it. That's what I'm saying. Just continue the series with the end of that
Garrett
movie.
Hedlund back. Yeah, bring back Jeff Bridges. I wouldn't mind Jeff Bridges.
Well, you would have to as Q.
Yeah,
From
they
the
should
grid.
do like a 6-episode miniseries, like a 6-episode series.
And if anybody's never seen the original, go watch the original. It's obviously dated for the graphics, but man, that movie's awesome.
All right. Well, moving from Disney Plus to HBO, which couldn't be further from the opposite. And my recommendations for HBO are more for adults than kids. And just real quick, so my movie recommendation is actually a set of movies, and they just got put on HBO, and that is the American Pie series. I love the American Pie movies. I don't care what anyone says.
Agreed. Stifler.
I grew up watching them, which I shouldn't have been watching them when I was that young because they're very dirty films. But for the most part, I love most of the movies. And I'm talking about the main line.
Mom.
I'm talking about the main line, not the spin-off, not the Bandcamp spin-offs.
Yeah, you have it's the first 4 all the way up until American Wedding.
Exactly, yeah. And then I don't mind American Reunion. It's not bad, but it doesn't feel like the first.
Isn't that 4? They did American Pie 2,
4.
Wedding, and then American Reunion was
3.
Yeah. Okay, I love those 4. To me, that's classic comedy to me because I was a kid when they were out. At least for the first 3.
Your girl January Jones is in them.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yes,
she's in American Wedding.
The cast is just classic, and all those actors are forever just tied to
Jason Biggs will always be tied to American Pie, but nothing else.
Exactly, and he's doing like a TV series right now, and you can't think of anything
John
else.
Williams.
The only thing you can think about is him doing a pie. That's the only thing you can think about.
Exactly. So if you want some laughs and you've never watched them or you just want to revisit them, definitely watch the first 4 American Pie movies, or the original, like the 4 American Pie movies, not the stupid spinoff about Bandcamp. And then if you've never watched it, I think now's a good time to check out Entourage. Entourage is one of my favorite shows of all time. It's something that like maybe during your normal busy time in life, you don't want to just it's not a must watch, but if you have time now, I would say now is the time to get into Entourage. It's kind of a show that was made for its time because a lot of the jokes and the scenarios are based on what pop culture was at the time, but it's still very enjoyable. So check out Entourage if you haven't seen it.
I like it.
Sweet.
Entourage.
Brian, you got some HBO recommendations?
I do. So for me, I was always big on True Blood, the TV series.
I've always wanted to watch it. I never have.
I don't know if I feel like you would like it in the beginning, and then you'd be like, "This is getting too stupid for me," because it's very much.
That's what a lot of shows do, though.
Yeah, but
true.
it very much just magical creatures.
I just want to watch it because the actors. You have Deborah Ann Wall, you have Joe Manganiello, you have
Anna
Paquin, and then Alexander Skarsgård as well.
Skarsgård, yeah.
There's the 4 of them.
Jake loves Teen Wolf, Brian. He would probably love True Blood.
Teen Wolf. Yes, I think that's on Amazon. Go watch Teen Wolf.
Teen Wolf is dope. I think this might be a little too much for you. But
yes,
True Blood,
Entourage.
True Blood is.
Check out the movie. Sorry,
I never saw the movie. No, you're fine. True Blood. I'm not sure if I said it last time, but Alita Battle Angel is on there, and it was a really
on my
good
list
movie.
As well.
Was it?
That's
Sweet.
a movie that's a movie that needs more watching.
It really does,
especially on HBO. Like if it's just on HBO, click on it.
Yeah. I mean, Jake and I saw it in the first row, and it was on my top 10 for the year.
It was 3D. We saw it in the very first row, and it didn't affect me.
And it still was like one of the movies I loved watching.
The action and the special effects are incredible in that movie.
Yeah, it's
absolutely
dope.
Incredible.
And then my last one was one that I actually just recently watched, and Jake, you've told me I would love it, and I absolutely did, and that was Good Boys.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say Good Boys.
That was also on my list. That was also
Good Boys is hilarious.
It just got added like a week ago.
Yeah,
so funny.
That was all right.
You're done.
God.
Boo.
He's drunk.
I'm getting there.
No, stop it. It's hilarious. I usually enjoy comedies more when I'm like with people. I was like cracking up during this, so it's good even if you're watching by yourself.
The bike scene where he dislocates his shoulder. Oh my god,
that was
oh my god,
that was hilarious. But yeah,
and then the
Hey
paintballs
Brian,
too.
you remember when one of the older girls is chasing them, and then it's right then, and then what he says to the adults, what she's trying to.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
that is
hilarious.
I couldn't believe she said that, and then she has
maybe
to
I
run
needed
away.
to be drunk during that movie.
it was so funny. But yeah, no, that
Jacob
movie.
Tremblay is a superstar, man. That kid is good.
What did we just find out? Oh yeah,
up.
he's Jacob Tremblay. Tangent.
No, fun fact. That movie was filmed at his middle school. That's his middle school.
Really?
Oh
wow, that's cool.
Well, Jacob and I just found out he voices Robin in the Harley Quinn TV show.
Oh, that makes sense.
Very true.
So,
Yep.
Yeah.
Damian Wayne, Robin.
Good Boys is on HBO. It's a comedy and it's absolutely hilarious.
3 young kids, Jacob Tremblay and
so that one. So those 2 were actually on my list as well. I had Alita and Good Boys. The third one I had is an untouchable, and that is The Nice Guys. Shane Black, possibly his best movie. Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling, just phenomenal, funny, action-packed, just ridiculous. Exactly what you want from a Shane Black movie. And then the show I have is something that I actually just started, and I was not expecting for this show to be that much out there. And I think Jacob has watched it, but that's Girls. I've never watched Girls before. And I'm in the first season right now, and so just because I'm watching it right now, I'm going to throw it out there for people who might.
Has Adam Driver shown up yet?
I was going to say, isn't he in that?
He is.
Dude, I was watching this show and it was airing, dude. That show's so weird, huh?
My goodness,
dude. Can you imagine not only seeing him in this show and then he's in Star Wars? Like what?
Yep.
This guy's in Star Wars? It's such
wild.
a weird show.
It is wild.
Good call. Yeah, check out Girls if you haven't seen it. Gio, you got some HBO recommendation?
yeah, my bad.
Sorry, Jack, were you gonna say something or?
No, go ahead.
You're good.
Okay, well, my stuff's a little bit dated. I haven't really seen much of the recent stuff, but the first thing I'll recommend is True Detective. Not season 2, season 1, more in particular. But what do you object?
No, I was gonna say no, not like the thing is, I love the cast of season 2, but it's disappointing.
It's garbage.
Same here. We saw it together.
Oh, jeez. It's garbage. Everything but Colin Farrell and Rachel McAdams is garbage.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I was so excited. Vince Vaughn. Vince Vaughn's pretty good.
Yes, he is terrible.
No. Anyways, True Detective season 1 is a much better season. Matthew
Season 3's
McConaughey.
great.
Huh?
Season 3 is great.
I haven't seen season 3 yet. No, I need to watch
Mahershala Ali,
season 3.
man.
Does it return to form?
Not as great, but it's good.
Okay, well, season 1, definitely with Matthew McConaughey, Woody Harrelson, and just dark, twisted, crime investigation, just the kind of stuff that just make you so uncomfortable to watch. But another one I want to recommend is a movie, and maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't. Aquaman. I have to recommend Aquaman.
Hey, I will say this: that's my favorite DCEU movie. So,
all right, Jason Momoa and the former mayor
Amber Heard. Yes, Amber Heard.
Yeah. But it's a fun adventure. It takes you to another world, and that world is in the ocean. Something we don't see very often. A lot of times it's out of space, but check out Aquaman and True Detective season 1.
Man, real sleeper there, Aquaman. Man, it's a good rec. No, seriously, if you haven't watched Aquaman, what are you doing?
I feel like a lot of people just, not like tons, but like a lot of people, they just DC. Nah, I'm not interested.
It did make over $1 billion. So
right, but there's still an audience out there who hasn't seen it, and I want you to watch it.
Oh,
Well, on that note,
a
we'll
hostile
move
there.
on to the random.
So
We'll move on
watch
to
it.
the smaller streaming services.
Go
But
watch
on that note, if you haven't watched Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey,
well, so that's what I was going to ask. 'Cause I
You like how
mentioned doing-
Jacob doesn't even segue video
So-
on demand. Birds of Prey.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier
He
today
wanted to
doing a
talk
video
about it
on demand
first.
section, and he's just going to go right into it without mentioning
Yeah.
it.
He's gonna make sure he is the first dang person to talk about the Harley Quinn movie.
I didn't even know that we were going to talk about
It's
video
okay.
on
Dude,
demand.
Hey.
I
So
was just
what I
gonna
put in the
say-
chat earlier, as I said, for the 6th category tonight, I felt like it might be a good idea to let people know about the movies that are 2020 movies that came out on streaming early.
Okay,
And your pick
I'm
is
not
Birds of
going to
Prey.
mention any other movies. I'm just going to say
Okay. Yeah. Oh,
watch Birds of
you mean
Prey.
this one right
I
here?
watched
This
it.
one right here,
so-
right?
I watched it a second time last week. Liked it more.
Yes, I own it on digital. Is the Blu-ray out? I'm going to buy the Blu-ray
No,
too, but
no.
pay to watch Harley Quinn and Birds of Prey. Look, if you would have went to the movie theaters, you would have spent over $20 to go watch it. So pay $20 and watch it.
You
it's
can even
so
you can rent
good
it for
and-
$5.99.
Yeah, or rent it for $5.99. Please support that movie. It is very, very well done. And,
Jacob needs more
very
Harley
enjoyable.
Quinn.
You can rent it through Amazon and Fandango now.
Yes, and a Google Play Store as well.
I saw it 2 weeks before the COVID-19 really took off, but it's entertaining. It is. Margot Robbie is
It's the Suicide
better.
Squad we wanted.
She,
True. Oh,
Margot Robbie is better in this movie than she was in Suicide Squad, and she was very
The movie's
very light
better.
in Suicide Squad. Yeah, I agree. I agree.
shame.
I just like busting your balls, dude. Sorry.
Mm.
All right,
So my video on demand.
my pick for
The-
video
the
on demand.
abuse.
I'm not picking the one that I probably should pick because I'm really crossing my fingers. Geo does. I'm picking The Gentleman.
Oh, that's
need to
mine.
you need to watch The Gentleman.
Yes, you do.
Matthew McConaughey, Charlie Hunnam, Hugh Grant, Colin Farrell. It is just, it's bonkers. It's wild. It's everything you want from a Guy Ritchie movie. It's vulgar. It's violent. Michelle Dockery as well. The movie is just so much fun and different and interesting. It's like that English slang type movie that you want, but Matthew McConaughey plays this suave American. I mean, it's perfect. It's so good. It was the first movie I watched in 2020, and it still might be my favorite movie I watched in 2020.
There's like 5 or 6 good to great movies that
Yeah.
came out before the whole shutdown, which is crazy.
Yes.
That
So
was
yeah,
gonna
well,
be,
go watch The Gentleman. Rent or buy The Gentleman. It's awesome.
that was going to be mine. And the way the rest of this year is going, if we even get any more movies, that movie might last at number 1 for me. It's sitting in my number 1 for the year so far of what I've seen. But yeah, it's a good movie. But I'll pick one of my other ones. I watched Little Women and I actually really liked it.
It's a 2019
Jacob's-
movie, Brian.
I know, but it came out in December. It just started to go on video on demand. Jacob's smirking because he knows exactly why I picked this movie. And
Saoirse Ronan.
and so that was mine, Little Women.
Geo, say it, Geo. Come on, do it.
Bad Boys.
Yes.
Yes. Bad Boys for life. Okay. I get it, right? The first one was gold. The second one was Michael Bay. Hey,
the second one is glorious.
is bad.
Don't you dare.
I like the
He
second
blew up
one.
there.
No. I like the second one, but I'm talking about like the overall the general crowd. You know how they feel about it.
He blew up
This
everything.
one, right? Bad Boys for Life is more grounded than I thought. It really dives into just the whole mindset of how these characters are in today's present world. You know, Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. They know they're not as young as they used to be, and they can't do all the high flying that they used to do. And this movie really touches on that in a very emotional, a very gritty kind of way. Honestly, it was surprisingly good.
Hey,
It really
Rachel.
was. Bad Boys 3, Bad Boys for Life.
Wow, saying that
You will-
she disagrees with you most times.
You will
I
not
guess.
be upset watching Bad Boys for
It
Life.
might. If I'll say this after I watch it the second time, I'll decide. But it might be the best in the series. It might be.
I got to rewatch the first and then the second.
That's what I'm saying. I got to
first
rewatch.
and then the third.
I got to
one.
rewatch
First
them.
and then the third. Yeah. But let me just tell you, like, you're happy to see them on screen, but to see that the story at hand also delivers with that on-screen chemistry and then the action as well, you walk out of it being like, wow, I can't believe I want to see a fourth movie, but I kind of want to see a fourth
Bad
movie.
Boys Forever. Bad Boys Forever. That's the title. I'm calling it right now, guys. Bad Boys
And
Forever.
it still puts the 4 on it in a way.
There you go.
Well, since no one mentioned it, you should watch the best movie of the year,
The Invisible Man.
Invisible Man.
Yeah.
I thought somebody was going to mention it, but
I
thought you were.
I haven't seen it yet.
So did I.
Here's the thing: Invisible Man did what it made like 10 times its budget already. I want people to support Birds of Prey. And the
He also saw Gio's posters like I can't leave my girl behind.
Harley Quinn, yes.
I can't leave my girl behind.
Does anybody have any random other smaller streaming service recommendations?
I mentioned all the Apple ones last time, so I'll just
there's not much.
Again, For All Mankind, The Morning Show, and see if you don't have Apple Plus, get Apple Plus and go watch them.
I'm gonna watch. Speaking of Apple Plus, that new Chris Evans show, Defending Jacob.
Defending Jacob, yeah, that comes out
looks
soon,
good.
which I'm pumped about. Yeah.
We'll defend you, Jacob.
Real quick.
Oh God.
This upcoming weekend, it's on ESPN this Sunday.
Yes.
The Last Dance. Michael Jordan's Chicago Bulls and their last hurrah, documenting the behind the scenes. Apparently it gets really into professional athletes and what makes them so great that Tiger Eye of the Tiger, that mentality and Tiger King, yeah.
Oh wow, we start the show with Tiger King and then it comes back around.
The Last Dance.
Hey, our viewers are going
The
out.
Last Dance on The Last Dance on ESPN and also Waking Sleeping Beauty on DisneyPlus.
Oh, nice. Well, I guess that'll do it for this episode of Apocaflix Now. That was fun.
Do our shirts. Do our shirts.
Oh yeah. I was going to. Please check out. Check out tpublic.com. You can get one of these shirts. I'm not even drunk. Gio, pour me a shot. You can get a shirt like this, Padawan Podcast. You're not wearing one of our shirts, Jake. I thought you were wearing the casting table shirt.
No, I was pointing at you. Sorry.
I just got some new T-shirts though from.
Trust me, I saw the orders.
From TeePublic, so I'll be debuting those. But yes, go to TeePublic, type in Apocaflix in the search bar.
I waste all your money.
Look, no, trust me, it's not a waste. These are I only wear these T-shirts now.
The new one you got, does it look good?
Yes.
It's great. It looks okay.
Well, I got 2 new ones, but I think the new one.
I'm talking about the new one.
Yeah, it looks good.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll wear it next time. I was gonna wear it tonight, but I already had this Padawan podcast on. But yes, go buy one of our shirts. Support us. Tweet at us wearing one of the shirts. We would love to see that. Also, let us know in the comment section what you thought of our recommendations. What do you recommend for all these streaming services? We would really love to hear from you guys. And of course, subscribe to Apocaflix Movies if you have not done so already. Again, I am your host, Jacob Bartley. We were joined by Gio Ramos, Brian Avellino, and Jake Berlin tonight. Thank you all for watching. We will see you next week for Apocaflix Now.
Who said